In this video, I'll show you how to animate this to the viral reel.
If you're still confused, think of it this way. You have three currencies: time, money, and knowledge. If you're lacking one, use the other two to acquire.
Let's get started. Alright, we are going to start by creating a new timeline. I'm going to uncheck project settings, go to format, use vertical resolution, and change that to 30 frames per second. Create that and drag and drop the clip here. This is it. Let me just mute that and you will see as it. And go to effects, drag and drop a fusion composition into your timeline. Just layer it above there. Now you're going to open this fusion composition in the fusion page. In the fusion page, we are going to search for media in node. And if you try to view it to this side, you won't see anything. Change that from timeline to background. Now you can see that. Let's just quickly name this thing clip. First thing, I'm going to get a background node, connect this background to this media out, and make the background color this white color here. Let me just copy this from here and it will be good here. Now if we go like forward, what we see first is this text coming in. If we just zoom this thing a little bit, 25%, you see this text coming in from below. Like if you are still confused, but we're going to start from the purple rectangle. So let's get a background node, get another background node, connect this background to this one. We're just going to size this rectangle like something, turn on your corner radius, something like this. I think it's better. Let's come to maybe frame 30. Yes, I think this one is good. Now make sure we are viewing this one here. You won't see anything. We're just going to pick this background color from here. We have to turn on corner radius here. Now to make that look good, we are going to add a drop shadow to it. Yes, let's just decrease the angle. You can copy these drop shadow settings. I think this one is better. So let's get the image of this guy. I made this image with ChatGPT, so we're just going to connect this one here and add a transform node to this image, and we're just going to increase the size like that, increase it again. Let's just bring it up. Now we're going to get this rectangle from here, Control C, Control V. That rectangle is going to act like its mass, so it's going to be like that. You see that it cuts the head off, so we're going to come to this rectangle, increase the height to somewhere around there, and just take it back up. Yeah, if you try to take the guy down, you see that yes, the mouse is okay. Let's just center that. So now we have to create this text. I'm going to get a background node here, get a text node. I'm going to connect this text node here, and in this text I'm going to write if you are still, and I'm just going to Control C that text, Control V. I'm going to write here confused. I can then connect that one here, and here connect this one. Now let's come to this one where it says if you are still confused. We're going to change the font to Poppins. You're going to change it from bold to maybe regular. Let's make sure we are viewing that, and let me just increase the size. I'm just going to hide this one for now and make sure we concentrate on that one. Yes, medium. I'm going to go to shading. I'm going to use this gradient, maybe gradient, yes, and I'm going to pick this color down here. I think that we can change this one to this. Now we're going to go to element 2, enable that, which is red outline. We're just going to increase the thickness to something like that, and we're going to change this to maybe black, something like that. I think this is better. Here, come here to this text. We're going to enable this one. The font we are going to use for this one is vertical. Change it from bold to this bold oblique. Now do the same thing. We're just going to come to shading, do the same thing we did for that one. Change it to the gradient, this gradient color. I'm going to increase the size to 0.9 here. I think that this is better. So let's animate this now. We're going to come to this text. We have done this before. Control C, Control Shift V, and this text I'm just going to go to shading, first element. I'm going to de-instance the first element and uncheck that. I'm going to go to element 5, de-instance element 5, and check that. You're going to see this. You're going to change it to this box. I take this one to the screen. You're going to see something like this. Now we're going to change that from character to word. If you want me to create a pack for this text animation, all this text animation, let me know in the comment section. Come to element 2, the instance element 2, uncheck that. You are left with this white. Now just take the extend horizontal so that it separates the word, like you see spaces here. That's what you want. Now you're going to get the output of this one and connect it to the merge section here. Now connect that to your, now make sure you're viewing that here. That's fine. Now we're just going to come back here, right click and hit follower. If we go to where it starts, animation starts around frame 4, come to the follower modifier, go to shading, go to element 5 and make sure you enable element 5. You're going to go to frame 4, keyframe the opacity to go somewhere like frame 8, keyframe the opacity again, go back to frame 4, take the opacity down to 0. Now let's see, go to spline, we're just going to select all of that, hit S. Now come to the timing, we're just going to make sure that we get the timing right here, right around here. We can just take the timing up. Now you look at it, I think it's delay of 0.79 work. Now if you look at it, it has like this box outline here. I don't want that, so I'm just going to come back here to the second element and check that it's good now. All right, for the word confused, we have an opacity animation from frame 20, so I'm just going to come to this merge node, keyframe the opacity at frame 20, go to frame 25, keyframe it again, go back to frame 20 and take it down to 0. Now if you go forward, like I don't think we need this merge node and this background here, so I'm just going to delete that and connect this one here. So we have an opacity animation from frame 35 to frame 40, let's say here, of these two words. So I'm just going to come to this merge node, keyframe the blend value at frame 35, go to frame 40, keyframe it again, go back, take it down to 0. So we have something like so. Yeah, I think I can just get another text node. In this one, I'll just write, think of it this way. Now I'm gonna connect it here. Just gonna make sure that I bring it to this side here. Make sure we are viewing that here. Yes, just going to make sure I zoom that in here, somewhere around here. I think you're going to make it to the horizontal anchor to somewhere like this. We can change the font to Poppins. Let's stick to Poppins since we have been using Poppins. Just going to get that, and you make sure you can reduce the line spacing to somewhere around there. I'm just going to reduce the line spacing again. The animation on a word by word level start from frame 30. So I'm going to right click in this box, hit follower, go to modifier has been created, go to shading at frame 30. We're going to keyframe this one, go maybe 3 frames forward, keyframe it again, go to the first one, take it down to 0. Now come to the transform, leave it at character by character, keyframe the offset X and Y at frame 30, go 1 2 3, same thing, go back, right keyframe it again. Now we're just going to go back here. I think I should go to the opacity, take this up, come back to the transform and take it maybe a little bit down like so. Now you can go to the timing. Let's go to somewhere around here and we're just going to increase the timing to only the word yes. At frame 30, let's take the opacity down to 0. Now here the opacity should be at 1. Let's get this timing right. Yes, you can go to spline and select all of this. All of that is going to appear and I like that. Just hit S for the sake of it. Let's continue and I think now we made the opposite thing here. Come to this merge node, go to frame 35, take the opacity to 1, go to frame 40 and take it down to 0. Yeah, should be like this. Yes, now if you look at it, the guy is coming out from the rectangle, so we're going to go to frame 10. In this transform, we're going to come to this transform, we're going to keyframe the center X and Y at frame 10, go to frame 30, that's 1 second in, keyframe it again, go back to the first one and take him out of this place like so, somewhere around there. You're just going to take it to spline, zoom to fit, select all, ease out cubic. Good. Now you see that the rectangle is opening up as he's coming in. So we're just going to come to somewhere around frame 1. We're going to come to the rectangle. You're going to keyframe the width at frame 1. Go to maybe frame 20, keyframe it again. Go back to this one, take it down to 0. You're going to go to spline, select all and ease out cubic. Now if I play that, you have that. Yes, if you look at it, this text is coming up from here, somewhere around here till it gets to where it's supposed to be. This text comes down from here, from around frame 4. So we're going to come to this text here, add a transform node here. In that transform node, we're going to keyframe the center X and Y, go to somewhere around frame 25, keyframe it again. Go to this first one and take it down all the way down to somewhere. Let's leave it here. And if we play that now, yeah, that's what we want. Let's go to spline with the transform node. Select all, ease out cubic. If we play it now, this is where we are. We need to make all of these 3D. So I'm just going to shift this to the side. I'm going to add an image plane 3D. I'm going to add a camera 3D. And I'm going to add a renderer 3D. Now we can bring this background here and connect the renderer to this background. You won't see anything. So if we view this match 3D here, you see that the camera and the image plane are on the same plane. We're just going to select the camera and shift it behind. And now you see that come to this transform and take it all the way till it's at the same position of somewhere around there. Yeah, somewhere around here. I think this value works. 5.4. Let's leave it at 5.4. All right, come to somewhere around frame 30. We're going to keyframe the X, Y, and Z translation. We're going to go to somewhere around frame 55, keyframe it again. Now, you just need to zoom that in to somewhere around here. We're going to take it down like so, take it to the side, zoom it in again and take it to this side. Yeah, I think in order to make this better, we're just going to select the camera, go to spline and select all, ease out cubic. Good. Now I'm just going to shift this to the side. We have to create this one. You see this transition happening here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a background node, get another background node. I'm going to connect this background node to this one. I'm going to make this background this kind of black color here. I'm just going to pick this color from here, and to this one I'm going to add a polygon mask. Let's view this here. In the polygon mask, I'm going to click here, hold down shift and click somewhere around here. Just going to make sure I bring it somewhere around here. I'm going to change the background color. Let's change it to something like so, and go to the polygon, uncheck this animation here, uncheck solid, and you can just increase the border width. See somewhere around here you have this one. Then just turn on the soft edge so you can increase the border width again. Turn on the soft edge again, something like that. Now we are going to connect this one here. Yes, then we can take it to the side. And now add an ellipse mask here. Go to the ellipse, create expression, add width, and connect your width to the height. Good. Now you can connect this one here. It starts from around here. You're just going to bring the ellipse here. Let's make sure we are viewing this. We're going to bring the ellipse to around. I think this text has to go up. Let's take this text somewhere around here. I can just bring it up here, and this ellipse I'll bring it to the center here so that it scales out from the center. Yes, so that it comes down like so to the center. Yeah, go to frame 59. We're going to keyframe the height, take it down to 0, and go to somewhere around frame 70 and take the height all the way up till it covers the entire screen like so. Yeah, and if you look at that, it looks so sharp. So all we're just going to do is take the border width all the way up, go to spline, select all, ease out cubic. Now the transition is done, and you see that as the transition finishes, we have this text. You have 3 currencies, which is a word by word animation. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to control C this. I'm going to come here, control V. I'm going to change the text to you have 3 currencies. Let's just connect that here. Good. Now if you look at it, the animation starts from frame 65. So we're going to, you remember that this one has keyframes, so we're just going to select that, make sure we open that up. We're going to select these 2 keyframes and move them to frame 65. Now go to the modifier, go to transform, change this from character to word, and at frame 65 you're going to keyframe the X and Y offset. Double click on the follower and come to the second keyframe, which is frame 69. Keyframe it again, go to the first one, you're just going to take it down there, reduce this delay, yeah, something like 0.65. yeah, you can use a delay of 0.65 and that will be okay. We are going to add glow to all of this, but before that, come to the text, right click in this box and hit character level styling. Now you're going to come here just highlight this one, and you're going to change the color. So this, I think is this color, is it? Now if the color does not show to you, you're going to come to shading and make sure you hit solid, and the color is going to change. Now if you move from here, you're going to see these three objects. So let's start by creating one, and we can just copy and paste all of it. Let's get a background node, get another background node. I'm going to connect this one here, and I'm going to get a rectangle mask here. Let's come to somewhere where only one is in place. I'm just going to zoom that in. I'm just going to fix this rectangle to like so. I'm going to like just arrange this rectangle like this, reduce the height, turn on the corner radius to fit that one, something like that. I think it works, and we can take this one to the screen. Now I'm going to change the background color to this color here. Control C this rectangle, and I'm going to Control Shift V. So this rectangle, I'm going to add a new background node. I'm going to merge it over here. Now this, I'm going to change the background color to this color here. We might change that color. Let's just use white for now. Then come to this instance node. You're going to right click here, and the instance they use solid. You're going to right click here, and the instance the border width. Now you can turn on the border width to something like this. Let's just leave it at that. We can arrange all of that later. Now I'm going to get a rectangle mask here. How I created this was I just sized this one down. I'm going to rotate it like that, increase it to somewhere like so. I think this one is better. Now I'm going to connect this one here. See that it shows only here. Now I'm going to invert that. You see it appears like this. Now we can turn on the soft edge like so, and we can enlarge this. Let me change this background color to, yeah, this one is better. You have that. We're going to add glow to all of this. We have to add this text. So get a text node and connect this text node here. Now in this text, we're going to write time. We're going to change the font to Poppins. And we're going to take it all the way up here, increase the size to somewhere around here. I already animated these 3D objects. You have both the USDZ file and the animated one. I already showed you in a previous video how to animate 3D objects. So I'm just going to bring that here. I think this is the watch. So I'm going to name this watch or clock, anything you want. Make sure we connect this here. You can add a transform node to this one. Yes, and make sure we are viewing this here. You see that it's not in place. So from the transform node, you're going to take this one down, reduce the size to somewhere around here. Now we have created the first one. I think this is all about the first one. Now we are just going to Control C all of this, Control V. I'm just going to paste it here, and I'm going to delete this watch. I'm going to get the money animation I did. I already animated all of this. I'm going to name that money. And if we are looking at it, yes, let's just use this transform node to take it up like somewhere around here. Now same thing, Control C and Control V. Now we can view that. Let's just add transform nodes to all of this. All right, so we're going to build another 3D scene for this final animation. So I'm going to add an image plane to this one, add another image plane to this one, do same for this one. Now I'm going to come here, get a camera and a renderer 3D, and I can get a merge node, connect the merge node, connect the renderer 3D to the main tree like this. Come to the camera and just take the Z translation backwards to somewhere around here. Let's come to something like frame 110 here. Connect this other image plane here. You're going to see it appears here. We just take this one, come to this image plane and take it to the side. You just move you see the clipping issue coming happening. We're just going to take it to this side out of the screen. We're going to fix that later. Get this other image plane and connect it here to the mesh 3D and do the same thing. We're just going to take it to the side, like very far away. What is left for us to do is we're going to come to somewhere around. Now if you look at it, you're going to see that you have three currencies have an opacity animation. It disappears around frame 110. So I'm going to come here to this is the text. I'm going to keyframe the blend value at frame 110, come to somewhere around where it starts disappearing, maybe frame 105, keyframe the blend value again, go to the last one which is frame 110, take the blend value down to 0. Now if if you look at it, you're going to see that you have three currencies is on top of the watch. I'm just going to select this one, hold down shift and disconnect the merge. Now I'm going to connect it to this side. Make sure you hold down shift, make sure it's connected to this side. If I zoom this in, you see the same thing. Now this is it. You see that this one has its own opacity animation, which starts from around frame 102. So I'm going to come to this merge node to keyframe the blend value at frame 102, then go forward to maybe frame 1010, keyframe it again. Now just leave the blend value at frame 1010 as it is. Go to frame 102, take the blend value down to 0. Now you're going to have something like this. If you move forward, you're going to see that the watch disappears. It disappears because the animation is not long enough to cover this entire time frame. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to maybe where the animation starts is somewhere around frame 100. Select the watch and go to keyframes. Make sure you open this up and select this one and take it to frame 100. So the animation is going to start from till it says 100. Do the same thing for the money. Select the money, move it to frame 100. Do the same thing for the brain. So the final thing we have to do is animate this camera. You can add a transform 3D to this camera. Let's animate it using a transform 3D. The animation starts from around frame 110. At frame 110 in the transform 3D, we are going to keyframe the X translation. Go to maybe frame 140 and just take it to this side. Now we can arrange this one. Let's arrange this image plane. Let's just make sure the space is okay. And yeah, I think this one is better. Let's just select this transform. Take this line. We're going to arrange that to fit. You need to use ease out because the animation is fast. Just make sure that you arrange these image planes in such a way that it fits the animation that you want. Yeah, this one is better. So right now at frame, in order to make it continuous, we're going to go to frame 139. We're going to add another 3D transform. Shift it there, shift space, transform 3D. Enter. Then for this one, we're going to keyframe the Z value. Go to maybe somewhere around 156. We're going to just take it back down. Oh yeah, we need to keyframe the X and Y. So let's go back here and let's take it back to take this one here. Just arrange it till it fits. Yes, I think this is okay. Go to spline, zoom to fit and ease out cubic. The money in the center shifts behind and becomes smaller. So somewhere around here. So yeah, from here, I'm going to go to the image, the second image plane. I'm going to keyframe the Z value. To somewhere around here, keyframe it again. Yes, reduce it to somewhere around here. Good. Now just select this and out cubic. Yep. Now from there, you see that from here kind of stays like that from there to from frame 175. You can come to this transform 3D again, keyframe all of this. No, let's add another transform node, shift space, transform 3D. Good. At frame 175, keyframe this one and go to maybe 205, keyframe it again, and at this point just take it up like so, and that is it. Go to spline, select all, out cubic. That is it. So if you try it now, yeah, you need to come to the renderer and select hardware render. Same thing for this one, do hardware render so that it can take a little bit of power from your system. And I think that with this one, yes, we are done. What we need to do now is change the text from time. The time is okay. You're going to change the text of this one to money. This one, you're going to change the text to knowledge. And that's all. All that is left for us to do now is we need to come to each of these and add glow. I'm just going to show you how it works for one. These are the glow settings that I've used for this one. So you can copy these glow settings. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our animation. If you got value out of this video, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.